Maddie?
Sí.
Hi, Maddie. Jana, déjeme ver una cosa. A ver, were you in your breakout rooms? Sí, ¿verdad?
Sí,
Okay. Okay, perfecto. Voy a romper estos breakout rooms. In the meantime, do you have any questions?
I have.
No? Bueno, vamos a esperar a que lleguen los demás. ¿Listo? A ver, me faltan algunos. Casi, ya casi. Bueno. Listo. Ok, vamos a hablar un poquito sobre el examen oral. ¿De acuerdo? You know that you have a final oral interview with me. You will make an appointment and we're going to meet via Zoom and we're going to have a conversation. ¿Cierto? So those of you who have taken Spanish 1001 at Georgia Southern, you already know how it works. Sorry, this information will be a little bit repetitive, but that's what we have to do. So as I was saying before, we're going to have a conversation entirely in Spanish. Anybody has any idea about the kinds of, let's see, expectations that I have for that interview in terms of ideas that you can express, things that you should be able to do with the language?
Yeah, what kind of questions is it going to be?
That is my question to you. What do you think, based on what we have done?
It's your routine.
Exactly. I've been repeating that many times here when we were in face-to-face, in the face-to-face phase of this class. So yes, definitely the daily routine. That's why I've had you practice so much over and over, and actually today we're going to do a mini practice of the daily routine. All right, what else?
Like basic introductory stuff.
For example?
Hola, ¿cómo estás? Like, I don't know, stuff like that, introducing people kind of deal.
Exactly. What else? You will be, of course, describing activities, right? So apart from the daily routine, I'll be asking questions, so you make a description of something, you know, or somebody doing a lot of activities. What tense do you think is going to be the most prevalent, the most used in the interview? What's the one that you've practiced over and over?
Present tense.
Present tense, exactly. So I'm going to ask you, questions in order for you to answer, and you will have to use the present tense. And the question itself, or the conversation itself, will let you know, what tense you have to use. There will be also a mini section where I will ask you a question to answer in the preterite, but it is very small in comparison to the other parts, right? So make sure that you practice the expression of the preterite too. All right, what else?
Like gustar and interest.
Yeah, exactly. Gustar, and verbs like it. So make sure that you, again, practice that. If you like these expectations are not, I'm not making you aware of them right now. This is something that we talked about at the very beginning of the semester. If you go to your, the document that says syllabus, rules and expectations, there is a section, it's an entire paragraph, and I will indicate in folio, where it is and what page it is. And it describes what the goals are for the class. And it includes all that you have mentioned. And it also says a few things about let's say the features of a learner of Spanish at this stage, right? So before we get to that, one more thing that you will have to do during the interview is ask questions, all right? So in order to elicit the questions from you, and this is the part that we do at the end of the interview, I describe a situation, and this situation I describe it in English, so everything is very clear, and you have to react to that situation. So we're going to have like a mini role play, right? All right, so here is a situation, and okay, so we're going to imagine that let's see, okay, next semester you are going to be looking for a roommate, either where you are or on campus if our campus is open again. And of course you want to find a person who's compatible with you. You are meeting for coffee, and you are going to ask that person questions that are relevant to to what you want and to what you need. So what kinds of questions could you ask? I need 2 volunteers. Now let's begin with Bethany. My volunteer. Sí, dale, Bethany. What would you ask me? Like, I'm a potential roommate.
Okay. ¿Qué te gusta hacer?
Me gusta dormir, me gusta escuchar música muy fuerte y me gusta hacer fiestas los fines de semana. Okay. ¿Un voluntario?
¿Cómo eres?
Soy simpática, soy organizada y soy impaciente. One more.
¿Cuál es tu película favorita?
Mi película favorita es Jumanji. Sí. Bueno, entonces, keep in mind that situation. I'm going to put you in breakout rooms and ask as many questions as you can. I would say at least 5. All right? And remember that there are many options. Hold on, Penny. There are many options. You can ask. What else could you ask? Tell me in English, what else? What kinds of questions could you ask?
Are you clean?
Are you clean? Exactly. What else?
What time do you
Exactly. What else?
you cook?
Do you cook? Uh-huh. You can use all the verbs that you've learned to describe the chores, right? Do you vacuum? ¿Cierto? I don't know, what else? Do you have a job, right? How much do you earn? Well, I know that's not usually that wouldn't happen, but there are just a lot of questions to choose from. So again, in your breakout rooms, please practice 5 questions. ¿Vale? Listos. Vamos, Penny. Muy bien. All right. So, another thing for the interviews. The questions that I will ask you are not intended to get a very specific answer or a very specific word. So, I will not ask you, like, let's see, I see Haley's t-shirt and I see it's black, I guess, right? So I will not ask you, ¿de qué color es tu camiseta? Because if you do not remember black, you know, that wouldn't work, right? Another thing is that would somebody ask you that in real life? ¿De qué color es tu camiseta? If they're looking at you face to face, you probably wouldn't, right? So keep that in mind. If I ask you something like, ¿cuál es tu color favorito? And it is red. You do not remember how to say red at that particular moment. Remember to grab your alter ego and choose another color. I'm not testing for super specific things, but in that case, I'm testing for vocabulary. And you do not have to know every single word, right? Every single one. No, but I do need to test that you know that vocabulary. Any questions so far? No? Okay. What about pauses and hesitations and self-corrections? What do you think? I'll take points off for that, right? Yeah, Jasmine.
Probably not encouraged.
Right, well, pauses are, so all those things are very normal at this stage when you're learning a second language. Pauses, self-corrections, and, some hesitations. So just keep in mind that it is normal, that it will probably happen, and that I won't be taking points for that, right? Points off for that. Just, of course, pauses, there is kind of a limit for pauses because you also have a time limit to complete the interview. So if I notice that you are pausing too much, I will let you know. If in the end you cannot answer to that particular question, I will go to the next one, right? But again, those three things are normal. Now, what would you do if what I ask or what I say you do not understand? What do you do in a normal conversation?
Maybe say repite, por favor.
Claro, exactly. So again, remember that this is a natural conversation, or as natural as we can do it, right? So if you do not understand something that somebody's telling you, you would say, ¿cómo? Or repite, por favor. O puede repetir. So remember those three expressions, ¿cómo? Repita, o repite, por favor, o puede repetir. ¿Cierto? Never ¿qué? ¿Qué? ¿Qué is very, it's kind of rude. So, ¿qué? No. But, ¿cómo? All right. Any final questions about the final oral interview?
Do you have the dates yet that you have that time frame?
They will, I haven't posted them yet, but the final oral interviews will happen during the week of exams, of final exams. I use a, what's it called, a platform, well, an online resource called Sign Up Genius. So I create different time slots. They are 15 minutes. 15 minutes long, and I let you, you can select the time. And as I said before, if for any reason those options don't work for you, we can always talk and find another time. All right? Okay. Muy bien. Entonces, I'm going to have you again work in breakout rooms. Y lo que vamos a hacer ahora es responder la siguiente pregunta, which for sure will be in the final oral interview. ¿Qué haces en tu rutina diaria? ¿Sí? Now I'm going to tell you, I want you to use 10 verbs at least. During the interview, I won't, ¿cierto? But if I know that I need more, I will let you know. Remember that the idea is to show me how much you can express in Spanish. So the more, the better. If you say 3 verbs, that won't be enough. Entonces, una vez más, la pregunta es, ¿qué haces durante tu rutina diaria? Okay. Voy a ponerlos a trabajar con una persona diferente. Listo. Okay. Bueno, muy bien. How did it go? ¿Qué tal? ¿Bien?
Yeah.
Muy bien. Okay. Perfecto. So again, there is no reason to feel, overwhelmed by the interview. It is just a conversation like the ones you just had in the breakout rooms, like the ones we had in the face-to-face, part of our class. And these are things that we've been practicing over and over and over. Of course, it doesn't hurt to to think about these questions and to either contact somebody to practice or simply practice saying things like your daily routine out loud, etc. All right. Muy bien. Any final questions with respect to the oral interview? Nada. Vale. Ok. Bueno. Entonces, ahora lo que vamos a hacer es, vamos a abrir el libro en la página 256. Okay, and I'm going to open the chat. Y aquí voy a poner la página, right, for everybody to see. 256. Y voy a... Voy a compartir mi pantalla con ustedes. Okay. Bueno. So we're going to begin today with our last chapter. And we're not going to begin with the vocabulary. We're going to continue studying the past, right? And we'll later on, work with the vocabulary. So, en la página 256 tenemos a dos personas, ¿cierto? ¿Dónde están estas personas? ¿Voluntario? ¿Dónde están estas personas?
En un café.
Exacto, están en un café conversando, ¿cierto? Entonces vamos a leer este diálogo. A ver si me puedes ayudar a Mary con Víctor y quizás Hannah, ¿puedes hacer Federico, por favor?
Okay. Do you want me to go ahead and go?
Sí, Víctor, por favor.
Federico miraste el partido entre la selección de Argentina y la de Colombia.
No, Víctor, pero oí las noticias por la radio y mi hermano leyó la crónica del partido en el periódico. La selección colombiana ganó 2-1. Los argentinos no jugaron bien. ¿Y tú viste el partido?
Desafortunadamente, no, pero en internet que los jugadores argentinos no oyeron las instrucciones de su entrenador y cometieron muchos errores. Por eso el árbitro les marcó en un penalti.
Tienes razón. Yo oí que la estrategia de defensa que construyeron no fue buena. Los creyeron que ganarles a los colombianos es fácil, pero son muy buenos.
Muy bien. Vale. Entonces vamos a practicar un poquito con pronunciación, ¿sí? Porque hay algunas palabras que son un poco más difíciles. Estas que tienen aquí. Ok. Entonces, vamos a fijarnos en este sonido, ¿cierto? How does this sound in Spanish? It sounds...
Argentina.
Exacto, it sounds ¿sí? Like an H in English. So, pueden repetir conmigo, Argentina. Can you enable your microphones for a moment to do this exercise, por favor?
Argentina.
Okay,
Argentina. Argentina.
muy bien. Okay. What about this word?
Radio.
Muy bien, radio. Okay, so,
Radio.
muy bien.
Radio.
Radio, exactamente. Okay, what about this one?
Leí.
Leí, exactamente. Muy bien. ¿Otra vez, por favor?
Leí.
Ley.
Ujú. Muy bien. ¿Y esta?
Jugadores.
Who, exactamente. So the J sounds G. Jugadores. ¿Otra vez, por favor?
Jugadores.
Exacto. Muy bien. ¿Y la última?
Estrategia.
Estrategia. ¿Cierto? Una vez más.
Estrategia.
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 Eso, muy bien. Estrategia. Perfecto. Bueno, entonces, ups, a ver, quiero quitar esto de acá. Vale. En el diálogo que vimos tenemos tres verbos. Tres verbos en el pretérito que son nuevos. And they are regular verbs. They just have a tiny spelling change. ¿Sí? Los verbos son oí. ¿Qué verbo es?
Oír.
Oír, exactamente. What about leí?
Leer.
Leer, exactamente. And what about construyeron? Construir. ¿Sí? Entonces los verbos que tenemos acá, una vez más, son oír, leer, construir, que quiere decir to build, right? Y el último verbo, creyeron, es el verbo creer. ¿Sí? Ok. Entonces aquí tenemos nuestros...
couldn't see what you were typing.
I'm sorry?
You couldn't see what you were typing.
Oh, no, because I was working on my other screen, and so now you can see what I typed. See? Can you see my screen?
No, we can't. We can't see it.
You can't?
What you typed?
Oh yeah, but now can you see my screen?
Which screen do you want us to see?
The one that has a Word document and that says oír, leer, construir, and creer.
We're looking at the book right now.
What? A ver. Okay, and now?
You can see like the bottom. It's like at the very bottom. If you can see the headline of it, just pull it up. There you go.
¿Sí? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Gracias, Jasmine, por dejarme saber. All right. It's very strange because anyways, it's working now. Entonces tenemos estos verbos oír, leer, construir, ¿cierto? To build y creer, ¿sí? Muy bien. Entonces, ¿qué pasa con estos verbos? Estos son lo que se llama verbs whose stem ends in a vowel. ¿Sí? These are the verbs. Oír, leer, construir, and creer. And so we're going to go over, how we get the stem of a verb. We've done this over and over and over. So we're going to work with the verb leer. ¿Sí? Okay. So here we have, just as a review, the endings for regular ER, IR verbs in the preterite. ¿Cierto? Y, iste, yo, Imos, iste, hicieron. ¿Sí? Ok. Entonces tenemos el verbo leer. How do we get the stem of a verb? Remember that it's the process that we do all the time. We simply take off the ER, IR, or AR part, right? So we end up with, if we do the process here, and we take off ER, we end up with le. And le, if we go above, I'm going to go above for a moment, is a verb whose stem ends in the vowel e, right? So we have to pay special attention to these ones because, as I said before, they have spelling change for 2 conjugations. See? Not for all of them, just for 2. So if we were to conjugar los verbos, ¿cierto? For yo, it is exactly the same. Yo, le, and I simply add the ending that I have in my table here. Yo, le, y, ¿cierto? Same with tú, le, and I choose this one, iste. Oops, and this is not part of the ending, so it goes in black, ¿cierto? If I do nosotros, nosotros, le, anybody?
Leímos.
Exactamente, ¿cierto? Ustedes, oh, perdón, no, I actually meant aquí vosotros. Vosotros leísteis, ¿cierto? I can simply grab this and copy it and then paste it here. Oh no, this is a picture of my friends. Oh, by the way, these are my friends. I had a Zoom yesterday. Finally. Okay. Okay. Leísteis, ¿cierto? Okay. So, for yo, tú, nosotros, and vosotros, it just works, you know, very straightforward. It is with the pronouns él or ella, right? And ellos, ellas, and ustedes, right? That it has a minor change. So, for él o ella, you would have to write, ay, por Dios. Remember that if I write something with an asterisk, it means it's wrong, okay? So, if I did it the normal way, just following the same procedure, I would end up with something like le, yo, right? And that is wrong. We have to change that I by a Y. Vamos. Okay. And so we would end up with, oh, come on. Le. Let me insert it here in red. No. Well. Leyó, ¿cierto? Leyó is what the spell change that I have to do. Leyó would be wrong. I would have to do leyó. Right? And same thing for ellos, ellas, ustedes. Leyeron. So again, I do I replace that I by a Y and I get leyeron. Okay. ¿Está claro? Okay, so this is again very, very easy. ¿Sí? Muy bien. Entonces podemos decir justamente que cuando le preguntamos a Bethany qué hizo el fin de semana, podemos decir, claro, Bethany, she read algunos libros, ¿cierto? So Bethany leyó algunos libros, ¿sí? Eso fue lo que nos dijo Bethany. Bethany leyó algunos libros. Ok. Entonces vamos a volver a nuestro libro, ¿cierto? Y vamos a ir a la página 257. Come on. You're now seeing my book, right? ¿Sí? Vale. Ok, entonces vamos a hacer el ejercicio comprendes. ¿Sí? Dice Pablo, completa las oraciones con el pretérito de los verbos. Entonces, a ver. Pablo, oops, let me make this smaller, perdón. Mucho más pequeño, ¿cierto? Ok, entonces, número 1. Oh, boy. All right, perdón. Ok, ahora sí. Número 1. Pablo y Miguel oyeron, ¿cierto? Pablo y Miguel oyeron la noticia en la radio. Ok. Why don't you go ahead and vamos a ver. Let's do the odd numbers. 1, 3 y 5. ¿Vale? So work on them by yourselves. We're gonna correct in a second. ¿Listos? Entonces, Pablo y Miguel oyeron el número 3. Carmen.
Leyó.
Exactamente, leyó. Can you read the rest, Haley?
Carmen leyó la información en internet.
Exactamente. Y número 5, los arquitectos. Muy bien. Jacoby, ¿puedes leer el resto? Los arquitectos.
Un edificio muy feo.
Un edificio muy feo. Ok, muy bien. Listos. Entonces, ¿alguna pregunta? ¿No? Vale. Entonces, I'll see you on Wednesday if you can connect. ¿Vale, chicos? And again, you will have more exercises to complete, and the deadline will be on Sunday. And you will have, some practice to do for Tuesday and Thursday. All right? And I will put that in folio. ¿De acuerdo?
Question.
Sí.
So, are you still, like, the ones, if you missed some, are you still opening that back up for this Sunday?
Oh, right. I said that. Yes, I am. Let me make sure that I write myself another note this week. Okay. Listo. Sí. Sí. I'll do it this afternoon, Jacoby. Okay. Bueno. Entonces, adiós, chicos.
Yes.
But I actually have
Yep.
I have to go out of town Friday.
Mm-hmm.
Through Sunday. I'm sure that you will probably upload the My Spanish Lab, but when would you be doing that so I can maybe get ahead so I might not need an extension?
This afternoon, I'll do that.
Okay.
Yeah. I have a meeting, a long meeting, so I won't be able to do it before 5, but I'll do it today. All right?
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Vale, Jasmine. Adios. Adios, Bethany.
Do you need me to do anything?
Oh, no.
Today?
Just give me just a second.